Hey, what's up, everybody? Jared Thomas with Sounds and Breakdown. And this is just going to be a quick discussion. So, have you ever had an artist that you were intrigued about and wanted to support, but you wasn't 100%? It was something about that artist that kept you from just diving in 100% for some reason. And you was trying to figure it out, but really didn't know. But you just knew, like, I just need more. I need more material from this artist. Well, for me, that artist is Brent FAIYAZ. I initially came across Brent's music in 2017. Spotify randomly suggested it to me. Sunder Son, that album, and I was like, okay, who's this new youngin? Let me check him out because I'm always searching for new music. So I was like, let me see what this is all about. So I took a listen. And I was like, I kind of get what he's trying to do, but he's not executing it correctly. And I was like, is this his version of R&B? He's not the strongest vocally. I have no qualms about saying that. But when he's in that mid range, he has a pretty good tone. Sometimes he veers away from it, and then it kind of gets a little shaky. But I still understood what he was trying to do, that lo-fi, that minor chord distortion, minor chord, just vibey type sound. And I was like, okay, I get what he's doing or trying to do, but it's just not given at the moment. So, I put him on the fence. I was like, okay, I'll check back with him when he puts out new projects to see kind of the progression of him. So I didn't totally disregard him. So I put him on the fence right there. And I was like, let's see what else he have. And then 2020 came in, After World came out. And I was like, okay. I liked his self-titled single, After World. I really liked that one. And I liked, it was more like an interlude, excuse me. Soon as I Get Home, I liked the vibe of that. And I was like, okay, I kind of get where he's going. Again, wasn't 100% on that album, but it was better to me than Saunders Son. And I was like, okay, I definitely get what he's trying to do. But again, a lot of his vocally, he just seemed really lazy. And I couldn't understand why some of the chords and some of the things that he released, I was like, don't you hear that's just that's not in tune? But that could have been intentional. And I felt like some of his runs were just sloppy and I felt like he didn't never completed his stanza. I'm a band nerd. I come from music. So I was like, he would start a run and just, it would dissipate and that would wear me out. The music head in me, it used to wear me out. But I was like, that could just be his vibe. That could just be intentional, right? But again, so After World came out 2020. I was like, better than Saunders Son to me. So I kept him on the fence. Didn't disregard him completely. Then 2022, Wasteland come out, and I'm like, this is it. I get it. He released Gravity with Tyler the Creator, a vibe. I could definitely tell that Steve Lacy wrote that track. It had Steve Lacy all over it. But I got it. I was like, okay, this is it. And I felt like he didn't have the resources, I feel, prior to really execute his vision. Because this album I felt like was great. And I used to do interviews. I used to go to the AUC. I used to go to Clark. That was my old stomach ground. I went to Clark Atlanta and the AUC, and I would do music interviews, random music. I would go into Morehouse, Morehouse and Clark, and just ask the students and what they're into, and all of them love Brent FAIYAZ. All of them. I was like, "What's your new version of R&B?" And Brent FAIYAZ. So I knew he was special and had something bubbling, but I was like, okay, let me just figure it out. And I felt like Wasteland, he was able to really execute his vision. I felt like he had put in the work on the prior project, Saunders Son and After World, to get the type of arrangement and production and features that he wanted. On Wasteland, I also liked Role Model. It sampled Kanye West's Flashing Lights, Lights, Lights. I liked Wasting Time featuring Drake. That's probably one of my favorites to this day from him. And then 2023, Larger Than Life comes out. He kind of paid homages to the late 90s. major samples from Missy Elliott, major samples from Khalees, who's an OG in the game, a sample from Nicole Ray, late '90s. So I really liked the vibe and that he was kind of paying homage to that era. Um, but yeah, I guess some more of this post is sometimes you kind of got to give artists a chance to figure their sound out and figure out how to execute their vision. And because with time and experience, and if they're buzzing and they're doing well, they're gonna get the resources. So I'm glad that I hung in there and I didn't really give up on him, and I feel like I'm a supporter now. I definitely support him. I think he's dope. He has definitely a mystique about him. He has an allure that people really like because he doesn't talk much. But yeah, I think he's talented and I think he's experimenting, and I look forward to see what else he comes out with.